There seems to be a bit of latency, but I'm going to go ahead and rock and roll because it does look like we're sharing. I want to welcome you to my talk today. I'm Cheryle Renee Moses, and thank you for joining me. I've just started this channel, so please subscribe and support me and come back to check out what I have to say. But today, this is going to be a very, very short video. I have come up with a proposal to help those who live here in my state. I live here in Georgia, and I am running for Georgia State Senate District 9 here in Gwinnett County. But we all have been on shelter in place because of the coronavirus. And I hope this video finds you, your family, all of your loved ones in the best of care. I am very thankful to be on this side and talking to you today. But I know that many of us have not been able to work. We have been in, businesses have closed up, and we don't know how long this is going to last, but we definitely need some type of debt relief. I need it for myself, and as well as many other folks in Georgia, as well as around the country. So I want to talk to you about the proposal that I have put together and sent over to Governor Kemp, Brian Kemp, and I want to go over it with you. And I've also put together a presentation, just a few slides so that I can really share this with you. So a number of things have happened since we have been on a shelter in place. Most of us have been in for many weeks, but the declaration of disaster, everything is starting at February 15th. But we do know that the United States Congress did pass the CARES Act that was passed to provide relief to individuals, small businesses, sole proprietors, independent contractors who were unable to generate income. That was rolled out. It's been chaotic. No money has been received by anyone. But in the meantime, we still need to take care of bills. Now, there have been a number of moratoriums, and I do want to thank all of the debt holders for putting a freeze on various things, your rent, mortgages, mortgage companies, especially those backed by FHA, have been really, really good. But to that point, a moratorium is just a freeze. It is not a cancellation of the debt. And what will happen after so many months, we still will be owing those months of expenses we have accumulated in the meantime, and we haven't had any revenue coming in. So if Americans have not been able to work in several months, they surely cannot be expected to pay those bills that I was just speaking of. Now, businesses across America, we know, have closed, as I said earlier. And what we are seeing, even for those who are attempting to participate in the portion of the CARES Act that is for small businesses, it's just not happening. So I went through and did some research, and I have come up with a proposal that I would like to share with you. I've sent it over to our governor, and it is from an existing program. But before I even get into that, let's just go over what I'm proposing. Give me one moment here as I am my control person as I am controlling this. So I put together a PowerPoint presentation so that I can kind of go over the fine points of this proposal. But I think this is definitely, not that I think, I know this is definitely a great way to help folks. So here we go. The Georgia COVID-19 Debt Relief Initiative. This is an initiative for households, and it is prepared by me. Now, the program it's called the Georgia COVID-19 Debt Relief, and it would work as part of the existing individual and household program of the Georgia Emergency Management and Homeland Security. Now, the Homeland Security Agency and the Georgia Emergency Management, all of them came into play once the governor declared Georgia a disaster. Now, hold on, I'm doing a zillion things here. But once the president declared Georgia as a disaster area, that allowed the governor a number of things he was able to take advantage of and roll out. So with that being said, I was looking online just to see what type of moves the governor was making, because I'm always checking for legislation and, what our governing body is doing. And I came to find that once the Georgia was declared a disaster area, the governor went ahead and transferred, the first transfer I saw was for $35 million that went over to the Georgia Emergency Management and Homeland Security Agency. And then I saw just a few days later that he also transferred a little over $19.5 million. Now, that piqued my curiosity and made me wonder more about that department. So I looked that up, and I found wording that talked about this program. So this program has two different components. One of the components is for repairs to a home, say in a hurricane. And then there is another section that pertains to individual assistance. So let me read to you what that says here. I'm reading this straight from their website. It says, following, in fact, I can share this. Let me see here. Let's share this so you can see what I'm reading. So here is, as I said before, the governor transferred those amounts of money. So we know the money is there. We know that an existing program is there. As I said, after Georgia was declared a disaster, Governor Kemp was able to transfer those monies over just by signature. And so I looked up to see what the Georgia Management and Homeland Security Agency does, and it manages the federally funded individuals and household program. Now, that program allows, let's see. All right, now that program allows for individual assistance, and it reads, following a large-scale event normally affecting multiple counties, the president may make a federal declaration of major disaster. Should a declaration providing for individual assistance be made, the federal emergency management agencies individuals and household program may provide up to $34,900. This amount updated annually on October 1st for assistance to qualified households. Now, the individuals and households program has two components. The first component, as I said earlier, is for repairing homes. It says housing assistance, which provides for repairs to damaged homes. The other component of that program is other needs assistance, which provides for replacement of essential goods and services such as vehicles, essential appliances, and child care. Well, my contention is we are all under a shelter in place. That means we have to stay in. We're on a lockdown. No income is coming in. We're in the middle of a natural disaster. So our rent, our mortgage, our utilities, light, gas, all of that are essential services that falls under this program. So with that being said, I sent a proposal over to to the governor, and I want to go over my proposal with you so that you will support me and help me in getting our legislators to contact the governor. Now, mind you, the governor does not need approval from any Georgia legislator. Because we are in a disaster, the governor is able, just by signature, to authorize this initiative and get the relief that all Georgians deserve, all households. So let's get back to my presentation, if you will. All right, so I'll tell you what the program is. Now, I am proposing that a maximum of $1,500 per month for 3 months be provided. And this will be for April, May, and June, because those are the months that everything else that's going on right now is planned for. Now, if we are still on lockdown beyond June, of course, this initiative would need to be expanded. The salary range is $30,000 or less. So from $0 to $30,000, each household would be eligible for $1,500 for debts monthly. Any amounts over $30,000 up to a maximum of $55,000 is only eligible for a portion of that. And it breaks down based on the money that you make annually, but it will phase out to zero once you hit that $55,000. Very similar to how the government came up with the requirements for you to get the $1,200 stimulus check that they're giving out. Now, this would be money paid for essential services that, as I told you, would be your rent, your mortgage, your lights, your water, your gas. All of these are essential for you to stay in place. For us to be on lockdown, we definitely have to have all of these essential services. Now, all transactions will be made by the state of Georgia to the qualified households debt holders, starting immediately, of course. And what this means is that no cash will be going into individuals' hands. This will be going to each bill that you present and is approved with a maximum payout per month of $1,500. And I did research, pulled numbers, and I'll talk to you a bit more about how I pulled those numbers, but I'm suggesting that a minimum budget of $9 billion would be needed to fund this debt relief initiative. Now, this number that I have come up with. I used the estimated 2.5 million Georgia households with a median income of 0 to 55,000. The average Metro Atlanta apartment monthly rental for low income is about $840 a month, and the average income household is $1,174 average, and that's respectively. So, as far as eligibility, you must be a citizen or legal resident of Georgia. You must have worked as of January 1st, 2020, with proven loss of income due to COVID-19. You must be head of household with each requested bill in your name. Now, this debt relief would be for your rent, including those folks who stay in extended hotel motels, and mortgage, car note, lights, gas, water, cell phone, basic internet bill. Now, mind you, this is a max of 1,500. So you would have to present uh, proof of these bills, and they will be paid online. But I will, all of the process of how all of this will be done is laid out in my proposal that I want you to go check out on my website. But I wanted to just give you an overview of it. Now, all of this, there's no fine print to how you would qualify. Even if you were late on your bills before February 15th, 2020, you're still eligible for the program. Now, of course, that would just be for the current amount only. All transactions would be made online directly to the debt holder. You would have to make sure you had an online account for each bill. And that's all part of the pre-transaction process. Now, state of Georgia agents would work from home to approve and process the transactions directly using computers and screen share technology. There will be a pre-transaction process to ensure the online accounts of each qualified household are established, amounts approved, and then ready for the state of Georgia to make the payment. Now, this is not anything new. As I said, this is an existing program, and it is also something that can be rolled out immediately. I want you to go to my website, CherylReneeMoses.com, and there is a link for the COVID-19 debt relief. But in this, I am proposing, as far as staffing, and I've thought this through because I figured if I laid out a proposal that, stated the budget, stated what the debt relief would pay, give ideas of, I should say, options of how this can be done as far as the staffing required for it. So my three options. Now, we have the United States Census Bureau, who has interviewed, hired, and background checked hundreds, thousands of folks across the country, particularly here in Georgia. Now, these folks are now sitting at home, sheltering in place as the rest of us, but they've already been vetted. Most of these folks probably have customer service, technology experience. Those are the people who would be great for these positions, and they would be able to work from home using a qualified computer, telephone, and that we would be able to kill two birds with one stone, because they could ask each person, have you filled out the census? So that's my option number one for who could staff these positions. Now, my second option, and probably I should say would be the first option would be Georgia State employees. They've already been vetted. They already have ID. The state of Georgia trusts them already. They're at home just like the rest of us. So if they have a qualified computer, if they have good internet, if they have a telephone, they can process these applications, approve them, and push it based on the procedures that I have suggested. Now, the third option of people would be folks like me. I'm an independent contractor. I'm a gig employee, if you will. Um, I have excellent technical skills, have great computer, have great internet speed, and I would be available, as well as millions of folks across this country would be more than happy to process anywhere from 2 to 2.5 million applications. And we could get this done fast. And most folks that I've shared my proposal with said, well, how soon do you think this can happen? Well, the governor can actually authorize this immediately. And I would say within 24 to 48 hours. I know I'm speaking lightning speed, but within a couple of days, not even a week, this should be up and running and ready to start cutting folks checks, because what I know will happen. Now, again, I really appreciate all of the companies who have stepped up to, like the insurance company gave 25% off of your monthly. Folks, again, who have frozen your payments for a few months. But believe you me, once everything unthaws from this virus, those bills that were frozen, they will become due. And those folks will be ready to evict you, to cut your services off. And if you have been in your home and haven't been able to work, that's just really unreasonable for the government to expect you to be able to take on that new debt. And I want you to always remember, the money that we're talking about, this is our money. As taxpayers, this is our money, and we need debt relief. We do not need to have the stress of worrying about how you're going to pay your rent, your mortgage, and your utilities, along with food to eat, right? All of that is wear and tear on your health. Stress is a major contributor to a low immune system, which is what we don't need right now for anyone. And most of the folks who would qualify for this debt relief are those who are most at risk of the coronavirus being detrimental to them. So please go to my website. I don't want to keep you any longer. You can check out that. A few folks have already, they were texting me asking about my shirt. As I said, I'm running for Georgia State Senate District 9 here in Gwinnett County. I ran last year, 2018, as a first-time candidate. Georgia State Senate District 9 is a GOP stronghold, always has been. And I got 49.1% of the votes in 2018. So I am here in 2020 for the unfinished business of flipping that seat. So check out my site. You can buy my t-shirt, wear it proudly, and I look forward to hearing your comments and your thoughts around the proposal. And then I need your help in contacting the governor of Georgia, Kemp. Reach out to your city, county, and state legislators and ask them to get on the phone, get on the email, get on the horn with the governor and ask him to go ahead and authorize this initiative. And let's rock and roll. Let's make this happen. This is, what day is it today? Today is the 10th of April. Let's come together as Georgians, and let's make this governor take care of us. And this can be a national program, because all of the states are now a disaster area. And each governor So each governor in Georgia, I mean, not in Georgia, each governor in the state, in the United States, will be able to do the exact same thing. So Governor Kemp can be a leader and present this for Georgia. We can be the blueprint of how all citizens and residents of the United States would have debt relief during this disaster, excuse me. I'm Cheryle Renee Moses. I thank you again for your time, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Don't forget, subscribe. This is a new channel for me. I would love to get you as one of my supporters, as a subscriber, and then get notification, because I'm going to start pushing a number of videos pertaining to what's going on with my county, my state, and around the world. Take care of your family. Peace and blessings.